Today's episode is brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's happening. The Potawatomi Sportsbook is officially open. Bet on all your favorite sports, games, and players using our self-service sports betting kiosk. All bets must be made on site. Visit the Potawatomi Sportsbook website for more information. Bet big, bet bold.
On a big home run the pitch. Ryan Braun shot it to left center and deep. Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Ryan Braun! He just hit a walk-off on it!
And here's the handoff to Showtime. Left side, breaks a tackle, cutting left outside the numbers to another first down to the 31-yard line of Chicago. And there is your dagger!
Here's Middleton. Giannis trailing the lob. Giannis Antetokounmpo for Chris Middleton.
Shoots the moon to the fans here in Green Bay.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss. And it's unfortunate that we had that on our air live. That is disgusting by Randy Moss.
You are now listening to the MKE Sports Express, the best sports podcast in Milwaukee. And now for your hosts, Tyler Klein and Liam Hanley.
Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of the MKE Sports Express. Of course, my name is Tyler.
This is Liam.
And we are here to bring you the best of the best. When it comes to sports, everything in between, of course, we have a Wisconsin twist on it. Wisconsin. You know what's crazy is that there's people that say Wisconsin. Wisconsin. No, it's Wisconsin. Wisconsin. It's like, shut up.
Well, have you ever noticed that we don't say the L in Milwaukee? It's Milwaukee.
Yes,
yeah.
Milwaukee.
I had that pointed out to me by a professor in college. I didn't notice it before that. And
yes.
It kind of changed my perspective, yeah.
It's interesting. It's very interesting. So today we are, of course, going to talk about the Wisconsin Sports Roundup. Liam, tell us a little bit about the Cornhole League.
Yeah, cornhole, it's a big Midwest sport, at the tailgates and everything. But there is a professional circuit, the ACL, the American Cornhole League. The American Cornhole League comes to Milwaukee June 20th to the 23rd for ACL Bag Brawl 2. Sounds like a wrestling event.
Indeed, it does.
It's hosted at OAW Indoor Sports Complex in New Berlin. It's to take, I think, was it 43 South, and then you get off at Racine Avenue. It's just like a mile down the road. I've practiced I practiced rugby there, but they have a bunch of
nice.
It's like indoor. I wouldn't expect it to be there. They have like indoor, like turf fields, small fields. So they have like they have everything. They have like adult softball leagues. They have soccer practices, baseball practices, and I think the upstairs they have a huge like basketball, volleyball court area, and that's I'm assuming where it will be. So that's very cool if that's there. General admission seating is free. I mean, there's also I think VIP tables you can pay for. So that's cool. I mean, they'll also be on ESPN Plus, if I believe. There's be some people that non-cornhole fans will know. Falcons running backs Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier will be competing.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
My God, we should go.
It was funny because there was like someone's like the tweet. It was like Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, and it was ACL, and someone was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to them?"
That's funny. We should go and say hi to them.
I'm busy this weekend, but you should go.
I should go.
Cover it for us.
That'd be kind of cool. Cool. Well, of course, we have to pay tribute to Willie Mays, of course, the great, one of the best, one of the an integral part of black people or black athletes being able to be integrated into baseball. Of course, Jackie Robinson, but Willie Mays, who was one of the greats after him. He did not break the color barrier, but he was soon after.
Yeah.
He is a pioneer, somebody you could look up to as a kid and say, I want to be just like him. He passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 93. He was holy
24-time
All-Star.
That's crazy.
12-time Gold Glove. Of course, the award didn't even exist until the 6th season of his career. A 2-time MVP, 660 career home runs, which is 6th all-time. We have about what do you mean about? What am I talking about? 3,293 hits, 13th all-time. Hank Aaron and Albert Pujols, the only other players to finish top 15th of all-time in both categories.
Yeah.
This guy, truth be told, I really don't know anything about him. I just know that what I've said, of course, he's a great, awesome, I know about him as in who he is, but when it comes to statistics, Liam would probably know better than I would.
Yeah, I feel like most of his legacy, you think of the catch, where he's running. You've seen the video, the black and white video where the ball is hit way deep center field in the old Polo Grounds, and he runs and he runs and he runs. He makes that crazy over-the-shoulder catch. His hat falls off, and he turns around and chucks the ball back to the infield. This is the world.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, you've definitely seen. You would recognize if you've seen it. I think it was the World Series in, what year was that? That was probably sometime in the 50s, like maybe 57. It was against Cleveland. And it was one of the greatest catches of all time because, he was so fast, he would play a shallow center field. And back in the day...
Polo Grounds
the Polo Grounds, dead center was 483 feet. I think right center was just under 450.
I play there in MLB The Show, and it's crazy.
There's like 5 people all time who have hit a home run to dead center Polo Grounds. And so he played a shallow center field, and he ran all the way back, probably covered over 100 feet, maybe 150 feet in like a couple of seconds, and catches the ball. And it's one of the great plays of all time. I think Willie Mays is probably he has to be top 5 player of all time. I think he's in the conversation for the best of all time, just because
ridiculous.
He hit for power, he had a career 300 average. He had speed. He had the crazy defense. He was really probably the most well-rounded player that we have seen. And I don't know if we'll ever see anyone like that again. Who's the only comparison? Maybe like Mike Trout. Like think of Mike Trout.
Yeah,
and that's what we have with Willie Mays playing 24 straight years.
And the fact that he's a black athlete doing it when that was kind of a new thing, I think is more awesome. Mm-hmm. This is great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna skip one. We'll get to it, but this is insane. Milwaukee Brewers employee on the run after failed assassination attempt. Please, Liam, tell. This is what?
This is a crazy article that I've come across. So I was interested. I heard it first from my physical therapist. He brought up, and I went home and it popped up on my Twitter feed. So it was woman Amy Betro. She's 44. Flew over from Milwaukee to Birmingham, England, to kill a boutique clothing store owner, Sikandar Ali, on the orders of rival Muhammad Aslam and his son Muhammad Nazir. Her gun.
Was this like a?
It was like a pay for hire. It was like she was like an assassin. Her gun. She tried to kill this dude. Her gun jammed. She gets
That's awkward.
Yeah,
it's like now
what?
Oops.
Her gun jammed. She got away, fled, and apparently she's on the run. She's back in the U.S. But it's the details on this are all very fuzzy. They're saying she works for the Brewers as an administrator. Other sites are saying she's from Chicago. Someone said this happened in 2019. I don't know. It's very fuzzy, but it was the big thing is the headline that I saw. It was like Milwaukee Brewers employee. I'm like, what the heck?
That is insane.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that's your way to get a job is because the guy that had it before you just got indicted? It's like, well, now I can get a job.
You're at the interview and you're like, well, what happened to my the person before me? Oh, they were an assassin.
Liam recently applied for a job at the Brewers as a sports copywriter.
Just a copywriter, yeah.
Man, that would be.
I had a phone interview on Monday.
No, you didn't. Why didn't you tell me? These are God bless it, Liam. These are things you have to tell me.
I told you now. It was like 2 days ago.
Oh my God. How did it go?
It was good, I think. I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you.
It's very
Liam,
hard. You never know how to tell with those phone interviews.
But Liam, oh my God, you don't know how you're not going to tell me? This is so exciting. This is really exciting. Okay, so tell me how it went. Screw the sports. This is sports related. Tell me about it.
It was good. She has very basic questions.
Was she the?
She was in HR.
Well, so I know. His name's Blaine. He works for the Shepherd. His wife is in the administration with the Brewers. She's it works
an
in the
assassin?
front. Yeah, she's an assassin. She works in the front office. But I said to Blaine, I said, hey, maybe you could see if you could, bump Liam's name up the list, and he did.
Yeah.
Holy cow, man. So, okay,
Yeah.
so what were the questions?
It was pretty short. It was like a 15-minute call. It was very, very short. It was just like overview of my experience.
Sure.
And then she told me about the job, and that was about it.
What were some of the questions she asked?
There was very, very few questions. It was more like, what are your... Yeah, it was like what? Just tell me about yourself, your experience, and then it's like, what are your
What'd you
skills
say?
and your
Well, I'm really unmotivated.
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
I hate the Brewers. Actually,
I'm
I
really
despise the Brewers.
I'm really racist. I'm sexist.
I think
I
another
hate
one's
everybody.
like are you like how big of a baseball fan are you? That was a question.
What did you say?
I was like, it's hard. That's a hard thing to say. I was like, oh, I'm a baseball like.
Well, no, but go, come on.
Well, I was talking about.
I feel like
I listen to Bob Uecker. I listen to Bob Uecker on the radio. I mean, that
doesn't mean you're a baseball fan, Liam.
Yeah, it does. Who?
Okay,
you think people who aren't baseball fans are doing that? Like, it's. Just,
I feel that.
And I said other stuff too. It's just
Okay,
like,
good, because I feel like
that's a hard thing to
that's like a layup question she gave you.
Yeah. It's just
That's
a hard
softball.
thing. That's a hard thing to like convey. Or
But I feel like an interview, you have to like. Of course, you got to walk a fine line between being egotistical and but you got to be like, I am a huge baseball fan. You know. So what did you?
I said
okay.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Man, you don't. Man, that's so exciting, man. It's funny because I was thinking about that. So what did she say? That she was going to let you know?
So yeah, next round would be like Zoom interviews with some people, and then it would be like an in-person interview. So I got to wait to hear back.
Did you send her a thank you?
Yes.
You said, all right, good man. Man, that would be awesome. We get some. We get a what do you call it? A spy, an inside spy. Liam would be there only to collect information for the podcast.
I don't know if I could do that again.
Should we not say that? Should we not say they're going to hear this podcast and be like, damn, we can't
They
have...
probably aren't listening, but if I shouldn't say that.
They probably don't listening. Oh, whatever. Well, that's exciting. That's really exciting. Yeah. Liam's going to be throwing out the first pitch very shortly. Imagine he gets his hair dyed and like he gets like a tailored suit and he like gets another cell phone and just starts acting like a...
Why would I dye my hair?
You know, like a dyer, slick it back. Like you act like one of these big hotshot New York bankers because you got a copywriting position at the Brewers.
Why would I dye my... I don't know why I dye my hair with that.
You know, bleach blonde. You got to go more blonde, you know?
Well, you'll see how blonde it gets over the summer. It's already getting...
Let's see. That's pretty blonde.
And that's that's one rugby term. We still got two more, full summer. It's only June.
You know what's funny is that my hair... 2 summers ago, I sprayed Sun-In hair conditioner and it got like really blonde, but it was like a reddish blonde. I went into
that was the summer we were working outside all the time.
Yes,
with ball field too,
dude. Yeah. But I've been getting a good tan.
Yeah, me too.
It's funny because I went into the bike shop yesterday, where I go in there sometimes just kind of shoot the shoot the poop, shoot the shit, and I walk in and I haven't seen one of the employees there in 2 weeks. And he said, "Man, you look tan." I said, "Thank you." I said, "Thank you, man." Well, it's funny because it's like you look at yourself in the mirror every day. You don't really notice
you don't see it. Yeah.
The only time I really get a clear shot is when I'm naked in the shower and I can look down at my
tan lines.
Tan lines is like you kind of think
I kind of gauge by my sock tan. My sock tan is so extreme.
Oh,
and then I end up getting
like
I got burnt on my ankles.
Wow.
Because
imagine you get skin cancer on your ankles one day.
And I don't put sunscreen on my legs. They don't burn. But my.
So I've gotten to the point where in the beginning of the summer, I have to put on sunscreen, but now I don't use any sunscreen. I don't get burnt. And so, I mean, I'm, a 20%, Mesoamerican, 19% Italian. It's like.
But you still need, just because you still need to protect.
Of course, but that's the thing. Is like
put it on like your upper body.
Yes, I would typically put it on my face.
It protects for skin cancer. It's not about
getting
burnt. Yeah.
Put it on my face and my shoulders. But it's like I'm so thankful that I have, that I'm not
darker skin.
Northern European. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, they typically are pretty light.
Yeah, I have he's an ex-rugby teammate. He's from Boston. Very, very
Is he
Irish
a
guy.
masshole?
Park the car, that. He's a nice guy actually.
Wicked.
Yeah, he's very Boston. Like if you get him drunk, he's like
have
it's like the strongest Boston accent you've ever heard. Probably not. His name's Ned. But so he told a story where he was drove from Milwaukee to Chicago. It was wintertime. He has his arm resting by the window, and 2 hours later gets out of the car and his arm is sunburnt through the car window in the winter. So I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad you're not like that. That'd be a tough existence.
Indeed. Well, I've told this story before that my dad, I know my dad's not listening, and if you are, who cares? You need to hear it. But he fries like a lobster. He gets dark red sunburn.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get too in deep about it, but it's just like, my great-grandfather, he passed away from a heart attack when in his 70s, but if the heart attack didn't kill him, he had skin cancer. And he was, and I'm not saying this for any other reason than, it's insidious. I think it's very important, not to be lame or square.
Yeah.
But I think there is a lot of common sense protection that one can do.
It's like wearing a seatbelt on a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty like.
I mean, for me though, it's like I can go shirtless without sunscreen on. Yeah. Only because I have that gene that I soak it up more. But it's like I'm still careful.
But there's some people who don't.
Yeah.
Who get
look
burnt.
Look at my forehead tan line.
I can't see it as well. You sent me the picture last night. I can see a little bit. You're too far. Come down. Yeah. Okay.
It's like a crispy line because I was wearing a hat.
Yeah, you have the hat.
Now I have a crispy B line on my forehead. All right. Well, that was quite the tangent, but this is all good. This is all good stuff.
We have one more bit of Wisconsin news before we get into some other stuff. On Twitter, Bart Lundy was asked, will there be? Or he was asked about the UWM's non-conference schedule. Is it complete?
What does that mean, non-conference schedule?
So the Horizon League, that's conference games. Any other games against the other teams, that's non-conference. So basically, I mean, the Horizon League schedule, like the league, schedules that for you and everything. But the teams, they have to go and schedule their non-conference games. So they can go...
Oh, they pick?
They pick. I mean, sometimes... it's not like they'll reach out to teams and the teams say no. But I mean, so there's a lot of strategy involved. Like, do you want to?
Don't football teams do that? Like, didn't UWM or Madison always pick Troy because they thought it would be easy, but didn't Troy beat them or something?
No, but that's what teams do. Some teams they'll schedule a lot of easy games and then they'll
boost their
record. But then that doesn't always prepare them well, and their metrics aren't as good. Or other teams they'll play a harder schedule, and then maybe that prepares them better. But I mean, when you're 3-8 and but a bunch of tough losses, that doesn't always look the best. So it's about finding that balance. And for teams like EWM teams, it's what it's called bye games. So a better team, say I don't know, like Colorado, like a power conference team will reach out to a mid-major and be like, hey, we'll pay you $100,000 guaranteed to come play.
$100,000.
$100,000. Yeah, that's huge for those small conferences. Because that money goes right into their athletic budget and really helps with expenses. So, I mean, especially at the smaller schools, we go down to Texas and play Texas Southern will go play 15 bye games and they make a couple $1 million, and that's what floats the athletic department, the whole athletic department.
That's ridiculous.
But so someone on Twitter asked about UWM's non-conference schedule. Bart Lundy said, "quote Not done yet, but there might be a great game here in the city, not at K or Panther."
No way, they're playing at Fiserv.
Fiserv, that could be. I don't know.
Where else would it be?
That'd be really cool.
In the Wauwatosa East Gym.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that'd be maybe a game against Marquette at the Fiserv. That'd be really cool. That'd be interesting. Interesting to see what happens
press
there.
passes for that.
Yeah, at the Fiserv.
Roaming around the Fiserv.
Well, we should see if we can cover a Marquette game next season.
Sure. Oh man. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's exciting. Well. There's something else I was going to say, and I forgot.
Was it related to college basketball?
Yeah. Oh, man. Liam, do you mind stalling for me? This was actually good. Man.
But yeah, what do you got? Yeah.
So, well, not basketball, but it relates to college. My cousin, Jameson, is playing for the Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, football.
Yes, football. So he's scholarship there, and I asked him, no, I don't want to get in the nitty gritty because it's not my business to share. Yeah. But I asked him, I said, well, do you get NIL money? He said, no, the Air Force, you can't get NIL.
Yeah, service academies, you can't.
But they're giving him a monthly pay.
Yeah.
And it's
like a stipend? Or
a stipend in the sense that he can do whatever he wants with the money.
Yeah.
And it's just I think that's, it helps students out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's interesting there. Of course, he's going to be in high school. He was an outside defensive line. In college, I asked them the game plan. They're thinking about positioning him as a outside linebacker because he is not big enough.
Yeah,
because
he's like what, like 220.
He's
215 around there.
215, but he's 6'4".
Well, it's a big lot of.
He
can
big guy.
Put some weight on that frame.
He's a big guy, but there are a lot bigger, which is scary.
Well, I know. Once they get him in that cafeteria, in that weight room, I think
he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll put on 20, 30 pounds easily.
He has nowhere to go but up, which is very exciting. What else do we have? I think that's it.
Yeah. Moving on, a little bit less exciting, but I think we still got to talk about the NBA Finals. I think
so. I watched Game 4 and 5.
I watched like half of Game 5.
Game 4 was incredible.
Yeah, the Mavericks
Mavericks played so well. The biggest takeaway I want to say is that Kyrie Irving has stepped up and has become a total team player. He's become a captain. He's been somebody that is a joy to watch. He's somebody that's confident. He's somebody that is that you want to have on your team. And I think that's wonderful to see that Kyrie Irving is really making a change and being that team leader that he needs to be in Dallas. The biggest takeaway, of course, Luka played his mind out. I think he had like 30 points in 33 minutes, something ridiculous. Game 5 was abysmal. That the Celtics walked away easily with that. The Mavericks could not stop the Celtics. Of course,
and that was kind of the whole series too. Yeah.
Jason Tatum. Your comment here about him only shooting 38% from the field. Here's the thing, though, is that they kept saying it over and over again. With all these players on the team, there needs to be less production and more spreading out of the numbers, which I think is great. I think Jason Tatum, I like him a lot. I think at the end of the championship, when he won, of course, getting the Finals MVP, he said, in Kevin Garnett, of course, when he won back in 2008, he said, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything. Oh, beautiful moment. Jason Tatum said, what did he say? We did it. He channeled his inner KG. And I think that is just wonderful. 18th banner. The Celtics are now the winningest franchise in all of NBA. Previously, they were tied with the Lakers. They now have surpassed the Lakers and are the best franchise to ever play basketball.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think my takeaways, I think it was a largely forgettable series. 3 games were decided by 16 points or more.
It was pretty bad.
I think they said it was the lowest non-COVID NBA Finals in terms of viewership since like 2008 or something.
Because everyone knew what was going to happen.
Well, yeah, I think the Celtics were the favorite coming into the playoffs. Obviously in the Eastern Conference, I mean, there was no one. I think maybe the Bucks were the only team that could really compete with the Celtics, and without Giannis, that was never going to happen.
And Dame being injured.
Yeah, Giannis and Dame injured. The Bucks were never realistically going to compete. And then in the West, I mean, no one really impressed that much. You know, the Timberwolves had their moments against the Nuggets. The Nuggets didn't look that great. The Mavericks were solid, but you just knew that they didn't have they didn't have the role players and all the pieces to compete with the Celtics team, that can have 7 guys really score on any given night.
Yeah.
Boston clearly the better team, and there was no real crunch time games. There's no classic moments that when we look back in the finals 10 years, no one's going to talk about it.
The best finals in the last 10 years, 100%, was the Cavaliers and the Warriors.
Cavs Warriors, yeah, but
that was incredible. LeBron James locking up. I saw an Instagram reel on that yesterday. Oh my God, was that awesome?
Yeah, I think. And I would push back and think Tatum was good. He wasn't bad, but I think he was really good in that last game. But up until then, he was just jacking up a lot of threes. His overall efficiency was not, where you would expect for a player of that caliber.
Dude, they're going to sign him.
He shot 38% from the field. Kyrie in that last game was abysmal. I think he had 15 points. He had one made field goal in the first half. He averaged 120 points per game in this series. Luka Doncic shot 24% from deep. And when you come into a series and you want to see the big stars shine and take over, it's a little disappointing when you don't really get those performances. Yeah. Who was it? Jaylen Brown got the MVP. He was good.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he got.
No,
was it Tatum?
Tatum.
Was it Tatum? Okay,
it was
never mind.
No, it was Tatum.
No, but neither. I mean, neither of those guys. I mean, Tatum was solid, but his stats were nothing jumping off the page.
Because I think the Celtics play more of team basketball. Yeah. What's interesting is that the ownership of the Celtics, the main owner couldn't afford to buy the team for the $300 million back in the day. So we actually got a lot of investors, about 20 investors. And he basically said to them, do not expect a return. Expect wins. And the Celtics are actually operating at a loss.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
Well, yeah.
Because they are winning games. There are some owners of NBA franchises that even though they're losing games, as long as the owner's making money, that's all they care about.
Sports. Yeah, I think.
But the Celtics are different, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah,
they've invested so much time and energy into the Celtics.
Another thing, I mean, owning a sports franchise, you're not going to be making money on a day-to-day basis. That's
right.
If you're
not right.
If you come in expecting, there's too many owners that expect to do that. I mean, like the Oakland A's, like you can't expect to make money with we're really breaking even the concessions this year. It's like no, it's not how it works.
Right.
It's once you get the franchise, you build up the value. You make improvements to the stadium, you build a good squad, make it a winning team. The brand awareness, all that stuff like that. And then you sell the team, and that's where you make your money.
think Mark Cuban has done a marvelous job. Yeah. Do me a favor, you're on your phone. Can you look up the sale price of the Mavericks? I believe he bought it for $100 million. Mm-hmm. And right now they're currently worth $3.1 billion.
Wow.
Please look that up if you can. It's
Mavericks
ridiculous.
Sale price.
It's probably like
it's worth $3.5 billion. It said he bought it for less than 10% of this. Let me see.
So that would be about $50 million.
Well, it would be $35 million. Oh no, that'd be 10% would be $350 million.
$350.
So let me see. Is less than 10. I'm trying to find.
Just look.
I'm looking. I am these. You know how these articles are. They rope you in and they don't say what you want to see.
I'll look it up.
He bought $285 million.
You're right.
Yeah.
You know how cheap that is for a sports team, an American sports team. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about the mom and pop football club in south of Greenwich. We're talking about the Mavericks. Mark Cuban is doing just fine. $3.4 billion it's worth? Yeah. Man. And he's got courtside seats to every game.
Yeah, right. Well, I think it helps that it helps that he's a fan of the team. He thinks with the team's interest.
He is a team's owner. He is a player's owner.
Yeah, and
we saw him. Remember that? Liam and I, when Liam and I went to the game where we sat in the last row.
Oh, that game? That was the Pacers.
It was the Mavericks.
No, it was not the Mavs.
Because I do have on my phone, I'll look at a zoomed in photo of Mark Cuban, and I think I was with you, Liam.
I don't think so. No, the game we went to was against the Pacers. I'm fairly certain. I can look it up.
Well, talk to us briefly.
Yeah, well, I looked up. So I've mentioned this app before, AC Memento, and it's really cool that you can.
How's that?
You track,
AC Memento.
You track all the sports events that you've been to.
No, Liam, it is. You and I, 100%. So this is the game that you and I went to. It was December 8th, 2017.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh no, I went with Nevin.
No, we went. So I'm.
You were there with us though, because I went with Nevin, and then you came with us after to Wendy's. You remember when I answered the phone?
Yeah, okay. It was January 3rd, 2018. Bucks beat the Pacers 102 or 122-101.
But you and I also went to this Mavericks game. Nevin was there, and you happened to be there, and then you and I went to Wendy's after.
Yeah, because it was like the deal after they win.
Yeah, but look, see, here's a zoomed in photo. You can see him. That's right funny. There. Look, so that's Mark Cuban, right?
Yeah,
that was just funny. I was thinking about going down there and being like, "Hey, Mark."
But yeah, it was funny. I found out about this app on Twitter, and then my PT guy was talking to me. He's like, "Yeah,
you and your PT guy really get along. It seems."
He's this big sports guy. We talk, it's like he's massaging my leg, and we just talk about sports for half an hour every week.
As he rubs you down.
Hey, I need it. Yes, so he's like, "Yeah, I downloaded this app, and you were like one of the two people that popped up." I'm like, "Yeah, this app's awesome." Oh, we got some breaking NBA news right now, though. JJ Redick agrees to a 4-year contract to be head coach of the Lakers.
No way!
Yeah.
When you said JJ Redick agrees to, I was like, isn't he old? Okay, well, JJ Redick, he's going to have to deal. So you think he's got 1-2 years left with LeBron, and then he's going to really have to figure out how to do a rebuild. I like JJ Redick. I really do. I think JJ Redick is dope. Look at what Dalton, breaking news, look at what Dalton just sent me and Liam. That's great. He's in the middle of the woods right now.
Yeah, ask him how he feels about JJ Redick.
Dalton, we have breaking news, so I'm going to ask him
ask him on air on Snapchat.
On air, Dalton. Liam, tell him the news.
The JJ Redick signed a 4-year deal to be the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. We need to know your feelings about this.
Dalton, if you can get back to me in the next 20, 30 minutes, we will put your answer on the podcast.
That's so funny.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I think Redick, that guy knows basketball. I mean, he's got, I forget what his podcast is called, but he really, I've seen clips of it, he really knows his stuff. He knows the game, he knows, he's good at, evaluating players. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see if he can, be a leader. I think it's one thing to know your X's and O's, but if you can be a leader and, motivate guys and get the chemistry right, I think that's been the biggest challenge for him.
Yeah, and I think having a former a player is good.
Yeah, he's been on good teams too, so he knows, what that good chemistry looks like.
I'm excited to see how Mike Budenholzer does.
In Phoenix.
Of course, he has his family there, his daughter, and his sons, of course. And they are going to be enjoying the life in Phoenix. It'll be interesting to see if they can groom any more talent out of Kevin Durant. Booker.
Those guys. You think you could ever live in Phoenix? You think you could ever live in Phoenix?
I wouldn't want to. I would not. It'd be miserable. See, I was talking to somebody the other day about this over text, and we were both agreeing that the wonderful thing about Milwaukee, especially Wisconsin, you have the reach of the 4 seasons. I think it would be difficult to live in a place where it's hot all the time, and on the opposite side of the spectrum, cold all the time.
Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. I think the 3 places that really could never live, like Phoenix, anywhere in Arizona, really.
Arizona would be
Texas.
New Mexico,
that'd be cool, maybe. But
what are you talking about? It'd be cool. It's the same damn thing as Arizona.
Doesn't quite get as hot, I don't think, in New Mexico. Okay, Arizona.
This is a kid that's never been there.
Arizona, Texas. I don't think I do Texas and Florida.
Florida's miserable.
Yeah, the humidity.
Not
year-round
just the humidity, but like the people too.
Yeah, and just the culture.
It looks like we have a snap incoming from Mr. Dalton. We will wait a minute to make sure that's the only snap that we have from him. In the meantime, before we get into the MLB All-Star voting, I think this is all Dalton said. Let's see. All right, so let's play. I will play this for you guys live. Yeah. Obviously, you can't see, but you can hear him. Let's get his reaction.
JJ Redick, man. He's got
He's in the middle of a forest.
First of all, look where I am. Anyways, Redick, amazing IQ. Only thing I'm wondering is will he last those 4 years? Lakers always have a scapegoat for their head coaches, so we'll see. But I like him. He's good. Hopefully he puts Bron and AD in their place. So we'll see.
Well, there you go. We have it from Dalton. Dalton,
Thank you, Dalton.
He was an amazing three-point shooter.
Oh.
Especially on the Clippers and Sixers.
There's more.
He was a buck. But maybe we'll see more Q3s.
Oh my God. We're gonna have to bleep. Bleep that out.
You were good till the end there, Dalton.
So Dalton, I will say, Dalton, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dalton.
You are going to be on the podcast. We recorded that.
Yeah.
We might have to bleep out the F word, unfortunately. But hey, the point is taken. I agree with you. He is indeed a player's coach, and somebody needs to end the coddling of LeBron James.
God, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I know. Thank you, Dalton. All right, well, great. Now we have that on the podcast. Fantastic. Let's move into the MLB All-Star Game. Leave them what we got.
Yeah, so last week we made our picks for who we believe should be in the MLB All-Star Game, or at least the starters. We posted a graphic on Instagram, so if you're curious about who we picked, you can go on Instagram and check us out, MKE Sports Express over there. The first round of voting is back, so we'll get into how the rounds work in a second. But here's the big takeaways from the first round for the Brewers. William Contreras, leading NL catchers. No surprise there.
If he was in the AL, he'd probably be leading AL too.
He'd be close, but I mean Rutschman and Perez
and Wong.
Perez. Yeah, that he'd be probably second, maybe third. I don't know. It's tough. Yelich is second among NL outfielders.
That is shocking.
Well,
that is literally shocking.
There's no one that's good in the NL in the outfield this year. No one is good. So I mean, Tatis is underperforming. Guys like Castellanos, who I'll get to in a second, is underperforming. So yeah, he doesn't have a lot of competition. I know, and also Mookie Betts is an infielder now, so that gives an extra spot. Other Brewers, Joey Ortiz is third among third basemen, which I think is probably fair. I think he should move up. I think his defense really helps him with his wins above replacement. Rhys Hoskins is fourth among designated hitters, even though I feel like he plays more first base, right?
Yes. Which
is interesting. Willie Adames, fifth among shortstops. It's a pretty deep position there, I know, when you're battling against. I think Mookie Betts is there, Trey Turner. Bryce Terang is sixth among second basemen. I mean, I feel like
what is that? So for outfielders, you have what? At least six are going?
Six outfielders and then two of every other position. So Terang.
Why don't you vote for pitchers anymore?
It's never been voting for pitchers. That's the manager chooses the pitchers. Oh. And a lot of that is based on, who is like healthy and also who can pitch. So if a guy pitched 2 days before, like they don't really get to be on the team, which is unfortunate. And then the last guy, Jake Bauers, ninth among NL first basemen. Very surprised to see him on there. Leading vote getters overall, Bryce Harper, Mookie Betts, Alec Boehm, and Shohei Ohtani in the National League. The American League, we've got Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Adley Rutschman, and Vladdy Jr. are the leading vote getters. I'm very surprised to see Vladdy Jr. up there. He's having a tough season. But here's a kind of a summary of how the voting works. So there's the first phase of voting, which is going on right now, ends June 27th. So the top overall vote getter at each position in each league after this first phase automatically earns a starting spot. So they're through. Every other position, the top two players, and that's the top six in the outfield, advance to phase 2 of the voting. So everyone else is eliminated. In phase 2, fans select the two finalists at each position, and then 6 in the outfield. Winners of each finalist election, plus the number one vote getters from phase 1 are named NL All-Star Game starters. The voting resets for phase 2, so the votes from phase 1 don't carry over. But the thing is, finalists who don't win during phase 2, they're not automatically all-stars. So once the fan selections happen, as you mentioned, the league has 23 spots to fill with mostly the pitchers, but also the other players. And I think the stupid part is each team must have one representative at the All-Star game. I think they enacted that.
What?
Last year, the year before.
I hate that.
I hate that
dumb,
too.
Dude.
Every team.
All these babies, dude. And the garbage with now that there is no point in trying to win an All-Star game because none of it has anything to do with the playoffs now. I think it's baby. I think it's sister.
Yeah, I know that
crap.
made the MLB. I mean, I think it's still the best All-Star game, but that has definitely hurt it.
Breaking news here: Vinny Miller. We have his reaction live.
Wow.
About his take on JJ Redick. Cool. Vinny Miller says, "I think he is a good hire." He says, "Wow." But he said he's got basketball IQ, and more importantly, he has a good relationship with LeBron. I'm sure they talked behind the scenes about certain things prior to hiring. Dalton's final takes is that he said that maybe they'll draft Bronny, and Redick could be one of the best coaches for him.
Maybe.
And Dalton goes on to say. He goes on to clarify about what a FU3 is. He said, "This is an FU3, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. The dude acts super casual and then just does pull-ups." I think he's referring to LeBron James doing FU3s. Are you familiar with that term at all?
Kind of.
It seems like there's a whole YouTube video about LeBron James' signature FU3s.
Oh yeah, usually where a guy's right in his face and he says, "I'm gonna pull up and shoot anyways." Yeah.
The top comment on the YouTube video, I love how somebody called it the Lee FU3, and the NBA just went with it. I think that's great, too. Well, great.
Yeah.
So we have the reaction. Sorry to cut you off there. We had
okay.
Breaking news from Vinny Miller.
Yeah. So, I think so. The All-Star game vote, I think they changed that. I think last year or year before. And I think it's stupid. It's like awarding participation trophies. If your team's not investing in players and you don't have good players, you shouldn't be rewarded with an All-Star. I think that's stupid.
It's a bunch of babies wanting participation medals. It's a bunch of soft babies.
So
babies. Soft crybabies.
So kind of before we move on, we're going to look at real quick kind of some of the players I think, got snubbed in the voting or got, too favorable voting. I think the biggest one for me, Jarren Duran, he's not even among the top 20 in American League outfielders. He's tied for 8th in MLB in wins replacement at 3.7. Leads MLB in triples. He's a really great.
So he got voted in?
No, he's not even in the top 20. He's a really great leadoff hitter, great speed, gets on base, above average defender, and he's not even in the top 20. I think that's stupid. He's the Red Sox. Josh Naylor of the Guardians, 3rd among AL first basemen, even though he's 11th in majors and RBIs, 10th in home runs, leads American League first baseman in both those categories. Bryce Terang, 6th among NL second basemen. He should be higher. He is 12th in MLB in WAR, leading NL second baseman in that category. Second in the majors in stolen bases with 26. Above him in the voting, Gavin Lux, who's 5th, the second baseman for the Dodgers. 211 batting average, 1 home run, 544 OPS. How are you voting that above Bryce Terang? I don't understand that. And then I think the Phillies been getting a lot of love. I mean, Harper and Boom.
I mean, they have a super team.
Boom been really good, but a couple guys have not been great.
He's been bad the last couple of years.
He's been really good. He's batting above 300 this year. He's been really good at the plate.
Wow.
But a couple of guys who have not been that good, Brandon Marsh and Nick Castellanos are 5th and 6th, respectively, in the outfield right now for the NL. Castellanos is a negative 0.3 WAR on the year.
Castellanos with a deep home run to left center field.
Yeah, all his stats are poor. I mean, his OPS is in the 600s. He's not hitting for power. I think he's worth negative 6 runs as a fielder, negative 2 runs as a base runner, negative 7 runs as a fielder. He is not that good. And then Marsh, 13th among NL outfielders in OPS, not in the top 15 in home runs or RBIs at that position. And finally, Manny Machado, he's 2nd among NL third basemen, ahead of Joey Ortiz, but he's batting .245. He's got a .662 OPS, 6 homers, and his WAR of .02, barely above even. That's another guy. I mean, him and Castellanos are 2 guys, kind of getting in on name alone right now. So hopefully, I think Ortiz can hopefully hop Machado, and I think Mick Castellanos should not be in the All-Star game. They should get someone better than that.
I want to talk about something funny quickly. Yeah. My grandfather actually is a new owner of a Gunnar Henderson Orioles jersey, which I think is just fantastic. I think that's beyond hilarious. Essentially what happened was that my grandfather, because Liam and I like to play baseball in the backyard, as does everybody that we invite. It's a great wiffle ball field. Everyone should at least come there once. Unless I don't know you, then don't show up. At least let's have a drink or hang out first, then maybe you could come. My point is that it is a blast. And my grandpa said, well, I really want to get an MLB jersey, right? Because I was wearing a Griffey Jr. jersey. Liam, of course, has his Brewers T-shirts. Yes. Sexton and don't tell me. Oh my God, what's the guy's name? Doesn't matter.
Sexton
and
Richie Sexton, Derek Turnbow, Lyle Overbay, Greg Vaughn, Scott Podsednik. I wore Ichiro. Was it Ichiro last time? Or I have an Ichiro in that.
You have an Ichiro jersey?
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
T-shirt, yeah.
So my point being is that my grandpa, he said, well, I feel left out. I got to get a jersey. And he likes bird watching. He likes looking at birds, whether it's Cardinals, Orioles, you name it, he likes it. So outside of the house, right, because he's only really got 3 birds to choose from. He's got a Blue Jay, he's got a Cardinal, and he's got an Oriole.
And I've seen all 3 of those in the backyard, which is
Indeed.
funny.
Which is hilarious because he looks at the bird feeder.
Yeah.
We look at the bird feeder, and he's trying to figure it out. I said, well, maybe you can get a Royals jersey. They got a powder blue. I said, well, Royals are kind of lame. I said, well, maybe a Dodgers jersey. And he looks. I showed him a Kershaw jersey. He's like, I like how that looks. And then I said, well, maybe a Phillies throwback, like the red and the blue. So he looks at that. He said, okay, well, I'll think about it. And as we're looking, an Oriole flies up to the bird feeder. And I said, why don't you get an Orioles jersey? And he said, oh, my God, why didn't I think of that?
That's funny, yeah.
My friend Taylor Benetti says, go Cardinals. Taylor, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Orioles are very nice jerseys. They're very cool birds, too. The orange is so bright.
Yeah, it is.
I think, what they put, like jam or something, your grandparents, in the bird feeder to attract the Orioles?
They have lots of things.
They're migratory birds, so you'll see them,
They migrate every single year from
June,
it's amazing. They migrate every single year from Baltimore. They fly out all across the U.S.
Baltimore, yeah. So you'll see them around here, May and June. They're probably, just about getting through now. But that's cool that you're still seeing them. And then, Yeah, I mean, obviously the Cardinals and the Blue Jays populate the backyard
Indeed.
there.
I like the Blue Jays. If I had a choice, I'd say get a
nice
Blue Jay. I
bird,
like
yeah.
the Blue Jays. My friend Taylor Benetti on Instagram Live says they are about to sweep the Brewers. Well, Taylor, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrong. So we talked about that. We got some good stuff going on here. I think that probably wraps up the MLB segment that we have. The average historian, Jeremy Swick, always a pleasure. Thank you. He calls us legends, Jeremy.
Legends, yeah.
It is, in fact, you that is the legend. Let's continue on. What do we have?
College athletes of the week. Yeah, a little bit shorter this week. So on the women's side, we have Hannah Welty. She was a sprinter / hurdler for Beloit Women's Track and Field. She's a senior who attended.
Is that where your sister went?
And my brother's going to go there too.
Yeah.
Senior attending Clinton High School. She was part of the 4x100 relay team that won the event at the Midwest Conference Championships for outdoor track and field. On the men's side, we have Alex Pancrantz, an infielder for Ripon College men's baseball. Sophomore attended Wapaka High School.
Nice.
They had a 310 on the year, 20 RBI, 18 stolen bases. Those 18 stolen bases tied for the fifth most in school history, and he started all 36 games for Ripon.
Absolutely splendid. Liam, I tell you what.
I got some trivia.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
We got Alex Gearing in the house. Woo!
If anyone has any trivia questions they'd like to contribute.
Hey, I tell you guys what. So you're live right now. We're doing the podcast live. If you have any trivia questions.
You have about, five minutes. Yeah.
5-10 minutes. Put a trivia question in the comments. Me and Liam will read it. And then we'll try to answer the trivia. So let's do that. Liam, let's do yours first. I can literally see the screen. I can literally see the entire screen. It's a phone. It's out there.
I had to put it down.
All right, let's see. What do you got?
Okay, so I have a list of which year each NFL team last had a top 10 pick in the draft, okay? So I want the 5 teams that have gone the longest without picking in the top 10 in the NFL draft.
Saints.
Yes. Oh, wait. Are you looking?
Well, yeah, of course. You
Why
have your
would
phone
you
out.
look?
That's the only because you have your phone out. I don't know what I'm looking at. You have your phone sitting in the middle of the table.
I put it down for 2 seconds to take a sip of water.
You think I could read your mind and was malicious?
Okay, what other ones? So yeah, Saints 08,
Saints
they've gone
is,
the longest.
Saints is the only logo that I've seen.
Saints went the longest without a top 10 pick. Yeah, it's
Saints
going
without
on
a top
16
10
years
pick.
now.
A top 10 draft pick. Let's say Titans.
No, they put top 10 this year.
Top 10 this year.
So you get your usual three strikes.
Chiefs.
Chiefs 2017, they had a top 10 pick. So that's
Oh my
the
God.
sixth longest.
Bills.
Bills 2019, they had a top 10 pick. I'll give you one more strike.
This is really hard.
Yeah.
Top 10 pick.
So I'll give you these. So it's 2009 for one of the teams, and then the other 3 are 2016.
Oh, we got the High Nooners banner flying around outside. That's beautiful. Shout out Barstool. Who else do we got? What would you say?
So one of them's 2009, the other 3 are 2016.
I've never been good with drafts. I don't know.
Well, it's just like think about how like which teams have like been above average consistently.
Steelers.
No, 2019. Okay, here Packers 2009. Last time they had a top 10 pick.
Oh, top 10. I'm thinking first round. Oh my.
What do you mean? How would you?
Because I'm like, well, they drafted Jordan Love. That's so stupid of me. I misunderstood the question. I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
totally misunderstood the question.
So Packers, who they pick in 2009? Was that the B.J. Raji Clay Matthews year?
Damn, I don't know. That's
That might have been.
really upsetting, dude. I misunderstood the question.
Okay, in 2016, the Ravens, the Cowboys, and the Rams. It was the last time each of those teams picked top 10.
Yeah.
Another NFL one. Who are the last 5 1,500-yard rushers in a season?
The last 5.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey.
No,
You're kidding me.
not kidding. I don't think he gets a lot of yards as a receiver. Let me double check, but
Ezekiel Elliott.
one sec. I'm looking up McCaffrey.
I don't.
He had 1,459.
Oh my god. Zeke.
Zeke 1, 2, 3, He's 6th to 2016, so there's 5 before him. So I'll give you a couple hints. So
Adrian
it's
Peterson.
more recent than that. So it's 2020, 2021, and then 3 from 2022. So 1, 2, 3 of these guys are in different teams right now.
2022, you said?
Yeah, 3.
Three?
Yeah. So 3 of those guys are on different teams.
Tony Pollard?
No.
He didn't rush for...
No, I don't think he ever rushed for 50. Because he broke on late in 2022, and he was kind of banged up for
Saquon Barkley.
No.
Dude, what?
Yeah, I don't know if Saquon's ever... Because he's been banged up too, you got to remember.
Joe Mixon?
Yeah, Saquon's 1,300 is the most he's rushed for. No, not Joe Mixon. Think of guys who just get like a crazy number of carries.
Oh, God, what's the Vikings? I can't think of the Vikings. What's the Vikings? Cook?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook, 2020. So we got 4 other ones. So 2 of them changed teams in this past offseason. Like the one that we're currently in.
Derrick Henry.
Yes. Another guy who's in the NFC North now.
Josh Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
No way Josh Jacobs carried 1,500?
Yeah, 1,500 yards in the season.
Oh, dude, that is... And the
Well,
Raiders, Raiders still can't win.
Well, that's why he was so bad last year, because he was just beat up and worn out.
Right.
Okay, 2 other guys. This guy had a terrible broken leg.
Terrible broken leg.
Terrible broken leg. It was like on Monday Night Football. This season.
Who?
Nick Chubb.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, it was terrible. It was Steelers Browns, and they didn't even show the replay on the camera. Okay, we got one more.
Give me a hint.
He's got Wisconsin connection.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yes.
With training wheels on, I made it to
Yeah.
the end. Nice. Very good.
Okay.
You have anything else?
Do you have anything? I have one more.
I'll give you one. Who would win in a fight? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Who would win in a fight? Manny Machado and Niger Morgan.
I think Machado's a big dude. I don't think
Niger Morgan is insane.
But Niger Morgan's got that dog.
Dude,
I'd probably have to go Niger Morgan.
I would agree. I would agree.
But he's so. I think Manny Machado probably has like 60 pounds on him.
Yeah, but dude, Niger Morgan is like.
I know.
That guy. Okay, so Niger Morgan or Carlos Gomez?
Cargo can throw down.
Really?
And he's got the side. Yeah.
Carlos Gomez.
He's feisty. Yeah.
Okay. Bartolo Colon or CC Sabathia? I know who I'd pick.
CC. Yeah. Bartolo's a lover, not a fighter.
Helena Hanley joined.
Oh, that's my cousin. That's funny.
Hi, Liam's cousin. Yeah, I'll put Liam on for you.
Oh, hi.
Is it your mom's or
Dad's side? Yeah.
Dad's side. Nice. Nice to see you.
Okay, so I got one more question for you. So this is kind of, I guess it's kind of a little bit trivia, a little bit of like trying to guess. So I was at the beach on Sunday.
Oh my God! Here, put my phone up there so that they can. Helena says hello. See if move your water bottle back though so they can see the both of us. Kind of. Yeah, good enough. There you go.
Okay, so I was at the beach on Sunday, right?
Okay.
And there was a girl.
Do you remember when Jalen Ramsey tried to do a backflip?
Yeah, at senior skip day. Yeah. And there was a girl there in an NFL jersey. And I was very surprised by who it was.
Aaron Donald.
No, you would no. It was a 2000s, and it was like an oversized jersey of like a 2000 NFL quarterback, and she was wearing it as like a piece of fashion. That's the only way, that's the only way I can describe. In a fashionable way, I was baffled. So I'll give you a couple of hints of who this guy was. So he was
Michael Vick.
No, he was a 4-time Pro Bowler. Started playoff games with 3 different teams.
Did he ever win playoff games?
He won a couple. He never won a Super Bowl though.
Donovan McNabb.
And he never won like an MVP or anything like that.
Is he a black quarterback?
No.
A white quarterback in the 2000s. like 2000 to 2010.
Yeah, yes. So his career, 1999 to 09, that's his career span.
Mark Sanchez?
No, this guy's earlier than Sanchez. This wouldn't be a guy that you would think had made 4 Pro Bowls, but he was solid. So
I need some more hints.
So he took 3 teams to the playoffs. Won 2 playoff games, lost 4. His Pro Bowl years 01, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2007. Comeback Player of the Year in 2006. Yeah, already he finished 5th in that voting.
Oh my God! I need some more hints. Give me a division and a conference.
That might be too much.
Oh my God!
So he was. When was he drafted? Yeah. His career record is 500. So he was on some bad teams too. Let me see if I can see. Was he in the playoffs for that game?
What do you got?
Oh, shit, one sec.
We gotta keep the chatter.
I know.
up.
I'm trying to think of like hints that I can do without.
Well, just give me the.
He played against a game against the Packers in the playoffs and lost.
Matt Hasselbeck.
No, you're getting warmer though. So one of the teams he took the playoffs was the Buccaneers.
Oh my God!
But that's not the team he's most known for.
Oh my God! The Buccaneers.
In 2007, he took the Buccaneers to playoffs.
Do I know this guy?
Yes, you do.
They took the Buccaneers quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell was quarterback for the Buccaneers? I don't know.
I'm trying to give you hints without giving it away. He had decent mobility as a quarterback, you know.
He was white?
Yeah, he was. No, he wasn't. It wasn't like a read option guy, but he could run.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
The other team he played for was the Eagles. He had one season for the Eagles where he subbed in. He subbed in 06 for the Eagles when McNabb was hurt.
I don't know. Tell me who it is.
I'll give you one more hint. So he played also. The main team played for was the 49ers.
I don't know.
Jeff Garcia.
I don't know Jeff Garcia. I don't know Jeff Garcia.
No, I swore you've definitely mentioned Jeff Garcia to me.
I don't know Jeff Garcia.
Wow.
I mean, I know of him, but I don't really know. If you showed me a photo of Jeff Garcia, I wouldn't know who it was.
Yeah, but so this girl was wearing.
She's wearing a Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia 49ers jersey.
That's crazy.
At the beach. At the beach. I was like so confused. I was
Jeff
like,
Garcia, that's funny.
I could not believe what I was seeing. Yeah, so you recognize him with the eye black.
No, I hate to say it, but I don't.
Yeah, he won. He was like,
and I know quarterbacks.
So after Steve Young, he was the guy that took over. He was really good for like 4 seasons.
That's
and then
funny.
I don't know what happened. And then he was with like the Browns, the Lions, the Eagles, the Buccaneers.
I don't know much about Jeff Garcia.
That's funny. I swore that's a guy you would have known. Wow.
No, wow.
Man.
Well,
I still can't believe I saw someone wearing that jersey.
That's
like
very
that.
funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. Nice. Well, cool, man. Awesome. Well, I think that probably does it.
Yeah.
On our end, we had a great episode this week. Lots of thank you, Vinny Miller. Thank you, Dalton Lewis, for helping us out. Always appreciate the help.
Yep.
Thank you for our Instagram live watchers. Helena Hanley. I can't believe you're still here,
Helena.
but props to you. 2 guys yapping about sports. I would have left minutes ago.
Yeah. Hours ago.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. And we will be back next week with some good stuff. Talk more about MLB and whatnot and go from there. Thank you guys for joining us.
In what many called a rebuilding year in Green Bay after all this, it was all about the future, right? Well, for this Packers team, on this day in Green Bay, the future is now, and so are the playoffs.